What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. As we move out of the winter months and into the spring and summer months, we are going to start to hopefully be getting some new information regarding the future of Call of Duty into late 2023 and into early 2024. Now, if you were around the Call of Duty community this time last year or last summer, you would have probably heard the rumor that Modern Warfare 2, the Infinity Ward title that is out now, that was released in October of 2022, was going to be a 2-year life cycle game. And over the course of this game's life cycle, ever since it launched, we've been hearing conflicting reports that it might not be a 2-year life cycle game. We might be getting a full premium expansion that you're going to have to pay $70 for. And as of late, we've been hearing that it's going to be a brand new game. And the problem with all this conflicting information is it makes the community very uncertain about the future of Call of Duty. Because I sit here right now looking at what's going to be going on with this game over the next 6 months, we'll say, and I don't know if I'm going to be as passionate about what happens to Modern Warfare 2 if I know we're going to be getting a brand new title that's also going to be a letdown in the fall of 2023. Because let's be honest here, if you gave Sledgehammer Games only 2 years to develop this game, it's probably not going to be very good, considering the fact that I think they had almost 4 years to develop Call of Duty Vanguard, and we saw what kind of mess that was. That might have been the worst Call of Duty in the history of Call of Duty, and I don't trust them to follow it up with anything above, like, mediocre. If I'm being honest, actually mediocre at this point might even be a stretch for Sledgehammer Games. But I digress. I know that it's not going to be in Activision's best interest to come out and publicly say that Modern Warfare 2 isn't actually a 2-year life cycle game, because it might hurt sales that could be generated from Modern Warfare 2, because we know that player counts are down. We know that the store isn't selling as much as it probably should. We know that people aren't buying the season pass. We know these things, because I'm sure if you look at projections, they're not hitting them whatsoever. They can still boast that they're hitting all-time high profits, but it's probably nowhere near what their expectations were, because they were hoping that they could just kind of ride off the coattails of the success of Modern Warfare 2's name, and that would be the end of it. But the truth is they've made a lot of bad design choices, whether it was the launch of Warzone 2 or, frankly, the lack of content that's currently in the full game for Modern Warfare 2. All of it just has been kind of a bit of a disaster, if we're going to be honest here. But if Activision wants to salvage any hope for this franchise or anything for this community, they have to come out and be transparent with the community. They have to come out and be honest with us and say, hey, this is the plan for 2023. This is what we're going to do. I don't know why they wouldn't come out and publicly state if it was a 2-year game or not. I don't know why they wouldn't come out and publicly say that it wasn't going to be a 2-year game. I don't know if anybody at Activision actually has any direction on what the plan is going to be moving forward. I think back to one of my other favorite franchises, which is Star Wars. And I look back at when Disney acquired Star Wars, and I think to myself, oh my god, this is so similar to what happened with Star Wars when Kathleen Kennedy took over, because they had no direction. Sure, they had plans in the works, but they had no direction. They had no clue how they wanted to take the series moving forward. And I feel it's the same way here with Call of Duty. They have no clue what they want to do. If I was somebody that was invested in Activision, and one of their biggest properties obviously is Call of Duty, I would be very curious on what the plan is for the future of Call of Duty. I would want to know what that is, and I'd want it to be made public information, because hey, if the plan is to release games every 2 years and for the games to be good, and that can increase my share, that can increase the price of my share, I'm all in on that, because for me, at the end of the day, all these shareholders want is more money. And if hype generating around your IP generates you more money, are you not going to be on board with that? So I think that Call of Duty actually has to do a service to the community and come out and give us a 5-year plan on what they're going to do with this franchise. Because I think that you're going to lose a lot of fans if it's going to be 1-year life cycle, 1-year life cycle, 1-year life cycle, 1-year life cycle moving forward. Because that's not what the community wants. And maybe that's why Activision won't do it, because it will hurt their pockets. But isn't that just evidence to show you that that's not what people want? And maybe that you should be diverting your resources into making an actual live service game that doesn't need a new $70 premium launch every year to buff up your numbers. Because let's be real here, if Call of Duty became a 2-3 year life cycle game, a game that was constantly injected with new content, a game that was actually cared for and had some passion put into it from the developers, well, it would probably generate a lot of hype. It would generate a lot of money. And on top of it, the community would probably rejoice. But instead, Activision wants to turn a blind eye to their community and wants to try to pump and dump this thing as fast as possible. And this constant, short-sighted management is going to kill Call of Duty. I see it in the business world all the time. I've dealt with businesses that are very short-term, short-sighted, profit-focused right now versus seeing the bigger picture. And guess what happens, guys? Employees get upset. The customers don't get serviced as well as they probably should. The product goes down. We're seeing all of that right now unfold in front of our eyes with Call of Duty. So to get a little bit of trust back from the community, get a little bit of belief that they can steer this in the right direction, they should be honest with us. They should be open with us. They should come to us and say, hey, Call of Duty community, the best first-person shooter community out there, this is our game plan for 2023, 2024, and 2025. I said 5-year plan earlier. I'm going to scrap that. Let's make it a 3-year plan. In the fall of 2023, we are going to release Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Do you know how fucking crazy the community is going to pop off if they hear Modern Warfare 2 is going to get a remaster? Are you kidding me? The community will go fucking apeshit if that happens. And rightfully so, we do need a remaster of Modern Warfare 2 at this point. It's crazy that they only remastered COD 4, but that was only so they could sell Infinite Warfare because they knew Infinite Warfare wasn't going to do well. But hell, I played the shit out of COD 4 Remaster, and I will do it again if Modern Warfare 2 Remaster comes out. If they did that, the community would pop off, and they're like, hey, in 2024, we're going to be introducing Black Ops 5. The community will go ape shit over that, and it's going to be a 2-year life cycle game, with Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 being remastered in the fall of 2025. Do you want the community to lose their shit? Do you want the community to just give you all the money? That's the blueprint. That is how you do it. If you were to make infinite amounts of money moving forward, the way you do it is you say in the fall of 2023, we are releasing Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. And then in the fall of 2024, we're releasing Black Ops 5. And then in the fall of 2025, we are releasing Black Ops Remastered. People would flock to those games. You would make money hand over fist if they were handled properly, of course. But I have faith that they'd actually do an honest remaster of Modern Warfare 2. I believe and trust in the Treyarch dev team to actually produce a quality Call of Duty game and actually make Black Ops 5 a good game. I trust that they would also make Black Ops Remastered a really good game. Following those principles, following those ideas, I could actually see a path forward where Call of Duty stops this downward spiral and actually gains traction back again and starts to climb upwards. All until, of course, they release Sledgehammer's newest game, which is going to be some piece of shit garbage. But hopefully by that time, they're going to have some experience on seeing what good projects are and be able to actually make a competent project in 2026. This is a really far time away from now. And I believe that Sledgehammer might be able to do it. I don't know, but I would sure hope they could. Regardless of that fact. Regardless of everything I've said in this video. I don't think we're ever going to get it. I don't think, in my honest opinion, Activision would ever do that. Activision does not want to look at what's best for the community, and I don't even think they want to look at what's best for their shareholders. They want to try to prop up this fake interest in the game, and they want to pretend that this is what drives all of Call of Duty's success. And when in reality, what drives its success is a community that's invested in the games. And you're losing a lot of that investment right now. You're losing a lot of people that used to believe in what Call of Duty was representing. And when you do this, and when you constantly and repeatedly shoot yourself in the foot, well, you're going to get a situation like what you have here in Modern Warfare 2, where declining player counts, people that don't care about the game, people that get mad at new content because it's not enough. And we used to look forward to new Call of Duty projects, not because we wanted to get rid of the old ones, but because we were excited for what this franchise was going to bring us next. But what we've seen as of late is this franchise isn't bringing us anything of note in the future. They're letting us down time and time again. And I'm sorry, but I'm tired of being let down. I'm a parent right now that looks at their kid, that has tried to let their kid know how to properly function as a human being, and they just keep failing. And you feel bad for them. You want them to succeed. You want to see them do well. You're not actively rooting against your kid. You want them to prosper. And they just time and time again bring you nothing in return. And the difference with this analogy is maybe as a parent I'd have a little bit more influence, because I look at the size of my channel and I think to myself, I don't have any influence here, but I'm just another member of this community that wants to see change. And until we get serious developers and a publisher that wants to take community feedback seriously, we're just going to be going in this endless loop where none of it's going to get better. And those numbers, those pretend numbers, aren't going to be looking so good. And every time you miss a new goal, every time that the numbers keep dwindling down, it's going to be harder and harder to sell this lie that Call of Duty's in the best state it's ever been. Because let's be honest here, it's not. It could be in a lot better state. And I really wish the companies and shareholders and people understood this. That if the game was released in a way that was functional for the community, a way that was able to actually make the community enjoy it on a larger scale than what it is right now, it would be a massive success. But we look at these short-term numbers so much, and that's what we seem to care about, instead of looking at the bigger picture and saying to ourselves, Call of Duty as a whole is in an unhealthy state, and it needs to be propped up into a healthy state. And the way to do that, even though I believe that it will never happen, is to have some transparency about the future of Call of Duty. So that's my plea to Activision. Could we please have some transparency moving forward? Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.